I love a good redemption story because we all have redemption stories. I know I am with my pacemakers and my heart surgery. If we're here for a reason. If you can see me now and you can listen to me, telling you, we didn't go through all this for nothing. Something big is at some point ahead. It might be a foot away, it might be a mile away. It's only a mile away. If that's the worst case, enjoy the mile and then enjoy the victory. So, Shawshank Redemption. I'm sure how many people have seen that. Please comment. I've been really up on that movie. If you haven't seen it and you just heard about it, you need to see it, especially if you're a man. Ah, damn it. Ooh, I love my coffee. Makes me jump out of my skin. All right, we're going to bring it back. I'm going to try take two. Holy moly. So one of my favorite movies is let me try that a third fucking time. God, man. So one of my all-time favorite movies, and maybe even yours, is Shawshank Redemption. Morgan Freeman, Tim Robbins. If you haven't seen that movie, you need to watch it tonight, especially if you're a man of any age. I'm sure the older comment if you've seen it, please. See if you like that one, whatever, give it a thumbs up. But there's so many lessons, even just the main one. Now, even if you plan on watching it, I mean, I'm doing this video assuming most of you have seen this movie. So if you haven't, and I'm going to spoil it, then watch it tonight and then watch this video tomorrow. I freaking love that movie. There's a lot of takeaways, and I'm trying to remind you, if you watch these movies and you're feeling down about yourself or something's bothering you inside, like let that spur something on. You know what I'm saying? That should be an inspiration. I know I get it's a movie, and I get that parts of it are probably embellished or maybe even just made up. But it's a great story anyways. With enough time and pressure. That's the theme. And think about it. I always think about that with my guitar playing and with my fitness goals. It just takes it's going to take time and it's going to take pressure. But the key word is time. We give up so easily, myself included. Even if we're at something for a few months, we want to see the results of 10 years worth of work sometimes. We don't realize that we did good. Say we're working out for 3 months. We don't realize how great we did because we see ourselves every day and you live with yourself. But if you repeat that, 4 more times and you got a whole year's worth of work, then you'll start to see it takes time. Everything does. Guitar playing, uh, a good marriage, a good relationship, anything does, because then you start to figure out your faults and where you mess up and where you can just let things go or where you need to apply pressure and do a different exercise or try a different technique or hey, that's working. I'm going to pound the hell out of that and get really good at whatever it is, on guitar or something. Whatever it is you're focusing on. It takes time, but it does take pressure is the other side of that too. You got to put in the requisite force. I think of like Sam Sulek. I don't know if you ever see Sam Sulek, the weightlifter guy, right? Even when he's sick, he goes, and you could probably nitpick certain ones and say, oh, he's definitely going harder today than he did whatever Monday or whatever. But the point is, look at him. He's the result of going even when you don't want it. You got to drag yourself. You know what I mean? Pretend there's another you. I think there is two of you in here, but that's another episode. But imagine there's this other version of you that's got to drag you to doing whatever you are just for that day. Some days it's tough. Some days I don't want to practice guitar, but I know, damn, I got 30 years in. Plus the time I've been working on it. And it's not like you'll forget in a day or two, but you want to keep that sharpness. So the times I drag myself, which isn't too often, but there's days you're just feeling tired and not into it. The times I drag myself, and I'm like, holy shit, man. And then I end up playing longer than I anticipated, which was nothing. I was not doing it at all. But I'll end up doing like an hour, it's funny. So time and pressure. We have this one life, okay? And I may have mentioned this in another video, but I believe, and I'm not trying to be negative here, but we're all not just able to freely roam the world. We're not. We have borders, we have jobs, right? Jobs, right? But besides all that stuff that we all deal with, we have these things that we have. I guess that's the point. We have these obligations, so they're in taxes, got to be paid, and we're in a soft prison, kind of like Andy Dufresne. Not the same, but if you think of it that way, all we have is time, right? So don't you want to try to do something while you're here and just see what happens and just have fun with it? Have fun with the process of it, not the result of it. I mean, Andy didn't know he was going to get through that wall. He probably didn't. He probably had to lie to himself. But there's an exchange in there I forgot about when they're talking about hope, you know, and he's telling Andy, Red's telling Andy, hey, get rid of that hope stuff. That hope's going to make you crazy. You don't want hope. And most guys would say, yeah, you're right. Let me just do my time. I shouldn't dream. You're right. I'm in prison. What does he say? Mexico's down there and you're all the way up here, right? And what does he say, man? The best line, man. You can either get busy living or get busy dying. And man, get busy living. We're going to die at some point. We can be busy dying at the point that we drop and on. So get busy living, man. Shock yourself. That's the best feeling, man. When I figure out something on guitar, my girlfriend doesn't understand all this stuff. When I tell my mom, I'll show my buddy or tell, but even them, they got lives and kids and that. I don't even care, man. I get such a kick. I'm floating for days if I could play some Eric Johnson lick or some Eddie Van Halen thing. I'm like, holy shit, man, it paid off. It took me 31 years. Oh, hopefully not that long. It's not that long. But you stack wins, and that's the thing. The process, you forget about it over time because you're having so much fun. It's like they're having fun. So that's the message to take from that. If you dig hard enough and long enough, you might just end up to get out. And I was actually talking last night with Rachel, my girl. I said, and comment what you think in the comments. What would have happened? Obviously, the movie wouldn't be the movie. But man, imagine what would have happened if he got caught escaping. That warden would have killed him. But then again, maybe not, because you know what's interesting? If you think about that, and this is just getting back to the movie, but he realized he's valuable because even if he did get caught, he had all the tax information, he had all the money laundering information and records, right? So he was too valuable to kill. But boy, he would have been in he would have been in a world of hell. But there's another lesson. You got to take a risk. You got to take a risk. He knew to be quiet, and that there's all the lessons are right there, guys. If you're like a younger guy, especially watching this, like, don't tell people shit. And he really didn't. All he did, and I believe he spoke it into existence, because I was wondering if he even knew he was going to get out or if he spoke it ahead of time and then it happened as a result. It's interesting to think about because he tells Red about going down the brick wall and where the black stone is and dig right there. There's something I'm going to leave for you. So he wasn't up for parole at the time. So that's probably why Red looked at him like crazy. Like, are you going to escape? But they never talk about it. But he knew Red was going to probably get parole at some point. So he escapes, leaves that stuff for him at the end there. And it's a friendship thing too, man. Like it's about keeping your word. And both men almost didn't keep their word, especially Red, because he almost said wasn't sure if I was gonna go and follow Andy, but that's gotta be tough, being in prison 40 years and then you come out. I mean, you don't know what the hell to do. It's hard enough being on the outside, and lately, last few years, I ain't know what to do. I got nothing for, as far as jobs are weird. Things are weird now. Got to cut your own. You got to cut your own mark in it at some point. But the fun takes the pressure off. And think of that movie. Sometimes I think of all these. I got a bunch of movies. I hope you do the same. But if you're down, I get that they're movies. I know that it's fake or whatever. But use that as an inspiration. Use that as a little boost. Imagine if you shock the world or shock at least the people around you. There's many moments that Andy in jail, he's like, man, didn't they suffer enough? I forget how he says it, but he goes, man, I figured by now something would happen. I get like a retrial. They ended up finding the guy that actually did it, but then he can't. The warden gets in between it, so he's thinking, man, what do I got to do? Like, I didn't do the crime. I'm a good guy. He knew he was going to get his break. He knew something would break enough in his fortune, just enough, because once you win, it's over. All you need is that one big win, and that's it. You could lose 1,000 times in a row, and on the 1,001st, if it's a big win, who cares about the first 1,000? You're not going to give a shit about the first 1,000 fails trying to do push-ups, the first 1,000 fails trying to bench press, or work out, or play guitar, or practice whatever it is, or do martial arts. Get your ass kicked. If you love martial arts, go to find a place and do it, man. Go and get bruised up. Go and break a bone. Go and get a black eye and laugh about it and learn how to block. Live this life. Get busy living, man. Seriously, get busy living. Take all the information you find in the world, use that sixth sense, your gut, and use only you know your life. Like, I can't tell you your life. Some other guy on YouTube can't tell you your life. Your brother, your mother, your father, they can't tell you your life. They'll give you advice. We all want to give you advice. But you take that advice and you could say, you know what? I think I'm not going to listen to you. I appreciate the advice, but you know what? I think I'm good here. I'm going to do the opposite of what you're saying, but I'm glad I talked about it because now I know I'm making the right choice, and it still might be wrong. It still might be wrong, man. There's no guarantees. But get busy living. Get busy talking in the rubber. I don't know what the hell's going on here. But just get busy doing it. Have fun. I'm having a blast. I did 2 videos tonight, and I hope you enjoy this. If you enjoy it, please come back for more. And I like the comments. Give a little comment if you enjoy this. If you have any other movies you suggest, give a shout. I may have seen it, but if I haven't, I'm always open for another. I love a good story. I love a good redemption story because we all have redemption stories. I know I am with my pacemakers and my heart surgery. If we're here for a reason. If you can see me now and you can listen to me, telling you, we didn't go through all this for nothing. Something big is at some point ahead. It might be a foot away, it might be a mile away. It's only a mile away. If that's the worst case, enjoy the mile and then enjoy the victory. All right, get busy living.